Welcome to the Northern Competition Stadium. Barrow Raiders, Warrington Wolves in the Women's Super League. My name's Steve Neal. I've got Jodie Liverland, the former Barrow Raiders captain, who's in her first year retirement with me. Jodie, big game today, obviously. Must win for probably both teams, really.
Yeah, I think there's no dressing it up, isn't it? It's cup final between Warrington and Barrow, and must win for both teams. And I think that we should see that on the pitch. I think in terms of performance, that may the best team win.
Yeah, I mean, and so in terms of conditions, I guess fitness is going to play a part. It's sweltering hot. I think we're heading towards certainly the high 20s, 30 degrees. It's unknown in Barrow, but you know, the rotation and the fitness is surely going to tell.
Yeah, definitely. I think that it's red hot up here, stood on the gantry, so the players will be feeling it down there on the pitch. Barrow have got a red and black kit on, so probably a little bit of a disadvantage with that. And yeah, fitness second half will definitely be telling.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of league position, obviously Barrow only one win, Warrington haven't won at all. The one win did come at Warrington, but I guess it's a chance for Warrington to turn the tables. One team goes into a relegation playoff with the championship winners, and I guess if Warrington lose today, you're probably going to say it's going to be hard for them to get 3 wins, isn't it? As, you know, there is a gulfing class between the top 4, and even Huddersfield are showing lots of improvement, and Lee themselves are no pushover. So I guess for Warrington it's do or die today, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it came pretty clear at Barrow first game of the season, losing away to Lee, and that's a game that Barrow would have hoped to have got something from. So the going to Warrington a couple of weeks later, even right in that early stages of the season, was do or die there, really. Unfortunately, Barrow got the win. I think the game reflected the pressure of even right at the start of the season where we were at, and a bit of a cagey game, ended up pretty close, quite a lot of error in there. Yeah. And probably expect to see something quite similar today, unless one team really sets the stall out early and takes a bit of a lead, and then you got that scoreboard pressure and become a little bit comfortable if you can get a few scores ahead.
Yeah, you can do that, the scoreboard obviously in the heat as well, energy draining, just a couple of scores ahead, try things that you probably wouldn't try if you're playing a structured game. Scoreboard pressure, definitely something, heat is something else. Just quickly go through the teams before we start. So Barrow Raiders, we've got Chloe Cassick and fullback. On the wings, Shannon Parker and Kelly Friends. Centres, Emma Sturgeon, Kevin Capson and Claire Hutchinson. Half-backs, Carrie Ann Smith and Beth Robinson. Front row, Liam Clough and Jodie Morley, and props with Beth Lindsay and Hooker. Second row, Madeline Neal and Vanessa Temple, with Nicole Stewart at loose forward. Substitutes, Leah Cottier, Fran Harley, Imogen Smiley and Lucy Dickinson. And the 18th lady for Barrow is Sam Norman. Before we kick off, pointing going right to left. Fullback Sydney Alderman Smith, wings Kerry Rose Evans and Isabel Merlon, centres Nicole Barnett and Hannah Goddard, halfbacks Olivia Ginty and Taya Beatty, props Jess Panayatu, pronounce that right, and Megan Congliff, Danny Bound at hooker, Chelsea Newton and Gracie Bradshaw in second row, Albany Coates, loose forwards Barrow take possession and get themselves to the 30. On the bench for Warrington, Lucy Pinter, Ellie Dooney, Helen Turner, Sophie Morris and 18th lady Annabelle Reed. Early days, Jodie, Barrow hopefully will come away completely set and set the tone for the game. And shows like already looking dangerous down that left bank, playing in the centre today, changing position for Emily. I think she'll maybe find a little bit more space on the flanks.
Yeah, so that's a good start too. Good drives from the props and a nice run from Emily. We've got a 6 again there, so this is first tackle again in this set.
Yeah, that's Madeline Neal taking it up there. Jodie Morley, ever reliable offload to Neal again. Neal tackled 25, 28 out, something like that. Barrow with all the early possession, and possession will be key on a day like today with the heat. A lovely pass from Carrie Ann Smith to Vanessa Temple, and Barrow building pressure on the 20. Again, Carrie Ann Smith to Hutchinson. Hutchinson takes on the Warrington defence, makes her way to the 10. Still tackles in the bank. Stewart, nice short ball. Clough on the last now. Warrington short on numbers on the Barrow left hand side. If they can swing it to the left. Stewart, and that's what they are doing. Oh, a nice little dummy there. Beth Park, the numbers are there. Warrington exposed for numbers. I love the try from Beth Pattinson, and that's absolutely the perfect start for the Barrow Raiders. Just 2 minutes on the clock, and repeat set, and Barrow lead 4 points to 0.
Yeah, that's exactly what we needed, and I think just a little bit of composure there as well, so not getting too excited with the game and kind of just building into it, doing exactly what we would do week in, week out. So we completed that set. That was 5th tackle and scored off the back of it, so what a great start from Barrow.
Yeah, and a good thing there, I mean, we've picked this up in other weeks, they actually went the right way. The numbers were short on the Barrow left hand side, attacking side, and they went that way, and we've seen over the last few weeks when we're doing this commentary that sometimes the wrong options are picked when the opportunities are there, so it's really nice to see that they've looked up, they've seen the gap, and Beth's, she had a choice really, but a great little dummy and show and go, and great try for Barrow Raiders, and then Nicholas Stewart hoping to add the extras way back on the 20 metre line, almost in front of the sticks.
Yeah, I told Beth Pat this morning that she was going to do one of those today, so...
Oh well, taking your words of advice.
She can do two if she wants.
Seriously, yeah.
Yeah, we say every week, don't we? We're not quite sure why Nicole chooses to take the ball to the 20 on a quite direct kick, but that's her kicking style and that's her choice.
Yeah, and conversion successful, so Nicole Stewart takes Barrow Raiders to a 6 points in their lead. Only 2-3 minutes on the trap, on the clock, sorry. A great start for the Raiders, and now what are we at? They can't go into a shell. It's the most important game of the season for Warrington, and they've got to hit back. Just the delay, shot the ball. Time off indicated by the referee to the timekeeper.
I was still at the 9s then last week actually. I was thinking of a Barrow defensive set, but we get the ball back and get to attack again, so back to real rugby this weekend.
They changed a bit last week. It was
yeah, at 9s if you score you then kick it to the other team, so it's constant rotation of who's attacking.
Yeah.
But we're back to real rugby this weekend. So
kick off from Oliver Ginty, and that's straight into the arms of Nicole Stewart, and Nicole makes a forceful run, and Barrow are already at their own 10 metre line. Not a deep kick at all. Sturziker doing some work from the centre berth, coming in field. She gets herself to the halfway line.
Yeah, and that's 2 drives, 2 wins again, so finding our fronts, just dominating in the ruck already, so that's good little wins for Barrow at the moment.
Yeah, Morley again, she takes it up. Stewart's looking for more work and runners off her, no doubt it'll be Clough. No, it's out the back to carry on Smith. Smith offloads to Temple. Temple runs laterally, but then they're looking for a gap, and again very, very good yards gained by Temple, and she's found herself on the 30 metre line, and Barrow are just playing the perfect game at the moment. Short side ball, that's Neil, lovely ball from Neil, hitting Shannon Parker there, is it?
So you'll be hoping for a good performance from Maddie today, Steve?
Yeah, here's my daughter. She's found herself in the second row. I think that's going to be her preferred slot. She's a little bit exposed in the centre. She's got great fitness, so hopefully her work rate in the sun will come out today.
And I don't know if that's Danny Bound dropping in at fullback there on with 9 on her back, but she's probably the most senior player for Warrington out there today, and she'll be hoping that she can try and lead her team around the field a little bit.
Warrington getting the ball away in the shape of Hannah Goddard. Again, looking for work.
We can tell that they're a very young side, can't we?
Yeah, already you can see maybe that they're not quite at the standard of some of the other teams that we've faced. Certainly we've been stood up here and faced St Helens and even Huddersfield with a half decent team. So this is Chloe Capsick playing the unfamiliar position of fullback. Good take by Chloe, and again Barrow at the moment have done very little wrong, have we?
No. And it's a great opportunity for today for Kappa to show what she's got at fullback, so a different position for her. Short
side to Hutchinson, again good yards. It's not just the yards before contact but after contact, going another 5-6 metres, and Barrow Barrow are rolling forward here now. Kelly-Ann Smith, she's doing well. Great ball to Clough. Kelly-Ann Smith dictating probably more than she's been used to in previous games. She's got a bit of confidence about her. Again, the duo there of Stewart and Morley, they combine well. And Stewart's dictating play. Yeah, she's hard to stop, Nicole.
All on again, left edge.
It might be this player here that she...
All on.
Very short. Neil again.
Forward pass.
And a forward pass to Neil. She was almost in it. You'd have thought she'd have had a chance of putting the ball over the whitewash there, but I guess the move was really to go a little bit wider there.
Yeah, I think out the back would have been the best option on that one. And I think they still had 3 attackers then on potentially a 1 or an on. But again, we turned the ball over and they're on 10, so can't be too disappointed with that end result.
No, I think despite the forward pass, Amanda Wilkinson will be pretty pleased with the start, and even that finish, it's, as you say, it's bringing the ball away from the 10-metre line. It's not a daft kick and a 7-tackle set or anything like that, and they've now got to muscle up in defence.
Yeah, she talks about dominating, and I think that's such a dominant 10 minutes that we've seen.
Gracie Bradshaw there. Not many yards being gained by the Warrington team coming out, but being put under a lot of pressure. Again, defence is good and dominant, forcing the Warrington player back. The contrast with Barrow is that Barrow are making yards after contact, and Warrington so far hitting and then being forced backwards. Good D. Warrington now had an opportunity to move the ball there. We're actually short on numbers on this right edge, but it chose them to take it forward and go back on the right angle. A lot of pressure. Goddard again. It's gone backwards to Gracie Bradshaw. Bradshaw puts in a kick that's under extreme pressure, and only, well, basically Emma Stasikas took it back to the game line where it was kicked from. So again, Barrow forcing pressure on the kick as well, and Kelly Friends coming from the wing. She makes good ground. Beth Lindsay at 9, dictating play, and Vesta Temple comes in from second row. She wants to go. Offload to Clough. There is a danger that it become too fancy and get away from the game plan, but so far the offloads have all been measured. I just hope that they don't get too keen to either. Oh, a nice strong goal there from Nicole Stewart. No offload from her. She's so dangerous close to the line, and a lovely try again to left the sticks, and that's 10 points to 0, and Nicole Stewart adds yet another try to her tally this season.
Yeah, we asked for that on the last play, but sometimes it's good when you don't do it and then you save it up for the next time, and it looks so easy like
that. Again, Barrow making lots of metres with the ball. The kick, as we mentioned, from Warrington didn't really offer anything. It was under extreme pressure, and Barrow just built attack. I'm liking the look of Kelly-Ann Smith today. I think it's the first time really. Back on.
Yeah.
I think it's the first time really that Kelly-Ann Smith's got into the first position and dictated play to the extent she has done today, and it's nice to see.
Yeah, it's lovely to see, and I think that she's starting 6 and 7 back together now as well, so that brings a little bit more consistency to the team, and they're just growing and growing and growing out through the season, and a game like this today is probably exactly what both of them need, just to keep building on that confidence, and to have that bit extra time with ball in hand makes the decisions much easier. And if we can just build off the back of this and keep going the rest of this game and then into next week against York, then it's all just looking exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, obviously we've had lots of changes in the pre-season, lost a lot of people, personnel, including yourself, and it's going to take some time, but over the last few weeks we have seen improvement, haven't we? And it's been nice to see, really. And you know, there's no bigger stage than we're simply to train. We haven't had the privilege of these players playing in a reserve competition or a lower league competition. They've actually been thrown at the deep end, and now they're they're starting to swim a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think that every kind of, I guess, setback comes with a positive. So when Beth Pat missed the game for illness, was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
We were able to bring one of our under-19s in for her first start of the season, so she'll gain confidence from that. It's give Beth Pat a bit of a rest after a tough period of games, and like coming back today into this type of environment, and then it's just showing that everybody's kind of trained well, and hopefully we can just keep building and keep building and keep building.
So Warrington again about to kick off. The ship for Olivia Ginty. Again, not the deepest of kicks. We'll find Kerry-Ann Smith, and she takes the tackle just short of the Raiders 40-metre line. Vanessa Temple, a lovely ball for Vanessa Temple to Clough, and there's a complimentary play to Vanessa Temple. Vanessa Temple's been coming down, great chase to be fair by Danny Bounds, one of the more experienced Warrington players. That was a great tackle, but Barrow still on the attack, and Morley finds Hutchinson going close, and she's got herself over the line, I think. Yes, she has, confirmed by the referee. Great break by Vanessa Temple. Barrow didn't panic in a very nice play. Paul Hutchinson has gone over near the corner, and that's Barrow 16 points to 0.
Barrow Ladies try scoring was number 4, Claire Hutchinson.
Apologies
I think me and Steve have just interfered with the quality of the try scoring images on that one, so we apologise. We'll stand a little bit further back. Claire's probably going to go mad later if we've missed that try on the film. But a great finish there. I thought they'd maybe shot it and gone short side when it was on.
Yeah, there was a fair numbers, wasn't it, on that short side defensively, but Claire's shown a lot of strength and determination to make the line. She looked for a second as though she might have been held up, but she got it down. Referee on hand, and we've just got to enjoy ourselves today. If this is the way the game's going to go, we've been on the end of a couple of hidings ourselves this season, and no mercy really.
Yeah, I think we can't show any mercy, and however unfortunate that might be for Warrington today, especially in this heat, and this is kind of a massive statement for Barrow moving into the next part of the season, and we've talked about kind of being a big 3 weeks coming up, so good result here, which is looking likely, takes you into York next week and a good performance there, and then we've got Lee at home the week after that.
Fantastic kick from Nicole Stewart, virtually from the touchline. 18 points to 0, brilliant that. Fair Gaskin from St Helens similarly put under a little bit more pressure on Friday on Sky Sports when she won the game for St Helens at Leeds. But that was a great game, wasn't it?
How good it must be if you were in that situation.
Well, Leeds straightforward penalty to go 8 points clear.
And at the post of a conversion herself that wasn't that wide out. Kind of midway through the second half, I thought Leeds were the miles better team in the second half, and but Saints have just got that grit, haven't they? Never write off the Saints, I think the saying goes.
Yeah, absolutely, and then the men's team probably their best performance of the season as well. Again, shortish kick-off towards Temple, but it eludes her, and Kerry-Ann Smith brings the ball away. Tackle from Goddard.
She's happy there as a halfback to be taking the ball into the line, isn't she?
Again, Temple. And that's gone backwards. It's gone backwards. Not the greatest of carries. And now then, where's Chloe Capsick off to? She's having a little journey out the back, and she finally decides to go forward. And Barrow have lost some ground there. And set it back down. Nice ball inside.
Another offload.
And that's Pattinson again involved, and that's Shannon Parker, and she's got some speed if she can get away, but she doesn't get away, but nevertheless that's good metres from Shannon. Another young player for the Barrow team who's finding her feet, and that's Neil finding contacts again, rolling down the field. Barrow doing very, very well. Slow rise, hint of holding down, and 6 again, but nevertheless it's a Barrow penalty anyway. There's Warrington offside, a little bit too keen to get in the line, which sometimes they aren't bad penalties to get away. It shows the keenness of the team, but it's the last thing Warrington wanted at this stage of the game. Yeah,
I was just about to say, let's just get to the end of this set and complete after points. I think we're getting to the 5th tackle there, and we get a penalty, so disappointing from Warrington, but positive for Barrow.
Kick from Nicole Stewart. Finds touch, and gets ourselves another 15-20 metres downfield.
And then this is where we spoke about scoreboard pressure now, so we can afford to take our time with stuff like this and save that a little bit of energy in the heat, whereas in other games we've been chasing the game and you're thinking let's move a little bit quicker and reset a little bit quicker, but we can control the game now and we've got some players out there who will be able to do that.
Stewart again looking dangerous again, finds Morley. Quite often you find Stewart and Morley together, and that's a ball steal, and that's, you've talked about it right at the start of the game about what scoreboard pressure does, and Warrington now are committing penalties, sins, errors, and they're just compounding the problem really. Smith again out the back to Capstick, and Hutchinson finds some space, and Kelly Friend is going to go over in the corner. Great try from Kelly Friend, fantastic. Barrow found numbers on that right edge, and Kelly's found the whitewash. So,
do you think that was a forward motion dive?
I'm not sure what it was there, but
give it that one. Spoke to Kelly this morning about diving forward to score a try, so she can have that.
Barrow Ladies try scorer number 8, Kelly Friend, sponsored by the Whitlow.
So you'll see from the numbers on the Barrow team's back, there's been a lot of reorganisation since the squad numbers came out in probably December, January. We've got Kelly Friend number 8 there on the wing, Suzuka 11 in the centre, Neil 3 in the second row, Temple 1 in the second row. So there's been a lot of chopping and changes, hasn't there? As Amanda's juggled and not really, I guess at the start of the season, understood positionally anyway what her best team was.
Yeah, and I think that out of fairness, I suppose, Amanda picks the majority of the team on the back end of last season's performances, because those people have kind of got the team into the next season in the position that they're in. So Ness had to go into fullback last year. We didn't have a fullback, and Ness went in there for a few games and did a really, really good job, but then this season it kind of didn't really work out for her there at the start of the year with different personnel, so she's back in the second row now and having a real good shift in there.
And that's spoiled the 100% record there from Nicole. She's come back to the right of the horse. A little bit of a smaller round, but on the whole, 22-0. She's got to be pleased for herself and for the team really. Warrington now very slow to get to the halfway line. There's some coaches behind that line giving them a talking to, and I'm not really sure what they can do really. I mean, we say complete a set. They've hardly had a set, have they? They've made errors defensively, ball steals and such like.
Yeah, they want to maybe start going long with this kick, so they get Barrow a little bit deeper and see if they can keep them in their own half.
Yeah, I think that's probably
would be
a
the
good
first
option.
start, but
I think the whole focus now is on getting 6 tackles defensively in the bag, forcing Barrow to make a kick, whatever form that is, even if it's a deep kick where they come out from their own half, but they need that possession back, or else it's going to be a long day at the office. And Olivia Ginty, tiny bit deeper, but you'd have brought her down the dead ball line really, wouldn't you? And Chloe Capstick comes away, and she's made good yards, and she's revelling in that full-back position at the moment.
yeah, I think she's excited to be playing there. I think she's quite a confident character, Kappa, so she wants that little bit more responsibility, and Toddy's going to be out for some time now, so it's kind of hers to make her own, I suppose.
Yeah. Carry on again, finds Vanessa Temple. She goes again, she's on one of these lateral runs, always probing, and she's got a lovely offload away there. On the skills again, racing down that wing in the centre position, and that was a fantastic run by Emily, and she's eventually tackled by Danny Brown, and not the quickest of the play the balls, and Vanessa's she was the one with the lovely offload, and another, and this time
one too many.
Absolutely, it's found the hand of a Warrington player, but a really exciting break from Emily after that offload from Vanessa Temple down the left hand side. And first tackle, Warrington have spilled the ball, and errors are compounded, probably a bit forced backward, so we'll go back to the position of the scrum on the 10 metre line, and it's going to be Barrow's head and feed.
Yeah, and I don't think Amanda will be too disappointed with making an error when we're trying to play. When you've got 22 points cushion, you can afford to do those things. I think I would have liked to have seen an offload from Emily back inside to Shannon. It looked like she was there on her inside shoulder. And and maybe she could go over for her first try. But yeah, I think at 22 points you can afford to have a little go and throw the ball about, and then we've turned the ball back over and got possession back. So
yeah, well, there's only 21 minutes on the clock, so we're at a point in a minute, so there can be no complaints overall about the decision making really of the Barrow team. They've been excellent on the whole, and as you say, we could probably allow one out of risky play, and Lindsay comes away from the scrum, and there is Shannon Parker, and she is looking dangerous. Brought down 2 yards out, that could be 6 again. They're all over, and it is 6 again. A little bit, I don't know, a bit of greediness there, dummy half from Lindsay. She's got a few tries in that manner, but there's a packed defence. This is Clough, Kerry Ann Smith, it has gone backwards to Hutchinson. She's going to find Friend, no doubt. Oh no, she's going to go on her own. Lovely try by Hutchinson, and that scoreboard keeps ticking over. And Warrington are in some disarray.
And the second, number 4, Wayne Hutchinson.
Well, we've had 3 shots down as right. Defensively, Warrington haven't numbered up on the edges, and even on the left-hand side, again, they look short of numbers at times. So it's a tough ask to improve things on the run. I mean, these are the things that you're trying to improve on training nights, isn't it?
yeah, and I think that Warrington will have come here and expected this start from Barrow, so they will be disappointed, and they probably maybe potentially won't know how to fix it during the game, and it's just about now digging in for each other. And I guess they've probably been used to being behind on the scoreline most of the season, so just a bit of character, what can they gain from it? A lot of them look very, very young, don't they, in the Warrington team, so
yeah,
it'll just build and grow for them individually, and see if any of them can come up with something for the rest of the game.
I'll just wait for Nicole Stewart before I have some comment to that. Just to the left of the post this time from Nicole, so score remains at 26-0. I was just going to add that I'm a big fan of promotion relegation, and sometimes it's hard to accept that you're not in the league that you should be in, and the season in the lower leagues may allow you to regroup, build a squad, bring these young players through without the pressure. And then there's no reason why Warrington, after a season in the Championship, just like Featherstone are doing this year, couldn't regroup and come back even stronger. It wasn't so long ago that Warrington, got promotion from our league when we were, Warrington putting 50 points into us, weren't they, when the season they got promoted. So there's a lot of promise in the Warrington area with the youngsters coming through. And as I say, if you look at the men's game, Lee, Wakefield, even Hull Yard have had their time in the lower division, and they've all come back stronger. And you could argue that they're 3 of the best clubs in the competition at the moment. So promotion and relegation, I'm not a fan of grading, by the way. So I'm getting.
Yeah, I don't think I like the thought of any sport without the opportunity to go up if you're the best team in the division below. I think that it's so important for the competition, and the spirit of the game is relegation and promotion. And yeah, I agree with what you said. It's if you're not at the right level and you need to go and have some time in a lower division, then
at the end of the day, for all the bean counters and spreadsheets, this is a sport, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's a spectator sport, and we've got people here today, and it's a relegation playoff, let's be honest, isn't it? And Barrow have been up for this task. And if it wasn't a relegation playoff, if it was a franchise system and Barrow were certain, well, would that intensity have been there today? Would that feeling around the camp of must-win game, would it have been there? I'm not convinced it would have been.
No, and that's why most people play sports, especially at this level, is because you want to win and you want to go and test yourself against the best teams that you possibly can. And I'm pretty sure none of the Warrington girls will want to lose their place in Super League, but if they're going through a transition period and they've got all these young ones to bring through, then a year in the Championship potentially won't do them any harm. And then, like you said, if they're then the best of the teams in that division, they come back the year after stronger, more experience, and then let's challenge themselves again and see where they're at.
Yeah, so a breaking play there. Warrington have made I'm sure if they made a substitution. There's been a bit of treatment around there, but Barrow have been waffling on, but Barrow have returned possession for the kick-off there. Obviously, there's a play on the ball. Nicole Stewart, that's a wayward pass, and picked up by Chloe Capstick, and she's been forced backward, and that's an improvement from the Warrington defence. Taylor Beattie involved, forcing Chloe Capstick back, and that's what they've got to repeat really. Carry on Smith, but the shot and numbers out there, and Hutchinson a bit of a show and go, and again good D, and one player who's putting herself about is Danny Bound, and she's hurt there. The referee's allowed to play on, but she's hurt. Maybe stop after this play because she's hurt quite badly there. Oh no, she's getting herself to her feet. Yeah, she's one player, Danny Bound, who's been really enthusiastic and done very well for Warrington. But a bit wary from Pattinson, but I thought it bounced forward rather than went forward, and that should have been a backward pass for me. But referee said it's gone forward, and we have to abide by that decision. And it's a turnover on the last tackle. Bit of a wayward pass from Beth Pattinson. She's inviting the referee to make a decision by putting the pass to ground. And Warrington have got a chance now to come away from their own line.
Yeah. And I think that's what Barrow don't want. We don't want the game to go slower. We don't want the intensity to drop. I think that it's important that Barrow roll this out and keep going for the full 40 minutes. And put some more points on the board would be nice.
Yeah, Ellie Dooney there, taking it forward. This is what Warrington have got to do. Okay, they might not be making a great deal of yards, but they've certainly got to keep retain possession. They've got to get through a set. They've got to get to a kick. And nice little play from dummy half. It's finding Hannah Goddard. Goddard again has been one of those players who's put herself about. But she's
good shot, Jodie Marley.
Jodie Marley firmly puts her in a place, and she gets gingerly to her feet to play the ball, and didn't really enjoy that tackle, I guess. Again, nice little break down the right hand side. So this is probably Warrington's best set of the match. They've got themselves to the kick. They are a little bit more organised. Kick has come from Olivia Ginty, not the best kick in the world, straight around the throat of Chloe Capstick, but that was slightly better for them,
Yeah, that's the best set they've done so far, so hopefully they can take a little bit of confidence from that. Barrow just need to go back to doing what has worked for them in the first half of this first half, get to the end of this set and see if we can get further up the field.
This is Smith, takes it herself this time.
Runner's a bit too far away from her, someone needed to just be on her shoulder.
Yeah, and we're still going right, and that's Temple again. Temple's very dangerous, strong runner, Vanessa Temple. Standout player for the Raiders last season, when scoring quite a lot of tries, making a lot of breaks. Hutchinson as well, another strong player, and she's reveling in the space that she's been afforded this afternoon. Already 2 tries in the bank and an assist, so she'll be pleased with that. Lindsay puts in a kick, and unfortunately that's hit the flag, so that'll be a try to make a restart, 7 tackle set. So by inches really, that turned from a good kick to a bad kick, and Warrington have got the chance to come away, and they'll be pretty pleased that they're now going set for set, even if it's for a short period. And the scoreline has slowed down a little, and we were at quite a minute, slightly under that now.
Yeah, and I think Beth will be a little bit disappointed with that. I spoke to her a little bit last week about the kind of brain fart that comes when it's fifth and last, but a few times this season we've had an opportunity to just go through hands, and
knock on there.
I think there was no defender there, was there? So if Beth had jumped, she still had Kappa and Kelly on her outside, and they could have potentially been in through hands, but it's a psychological disadvantage when it's called fifth and you think you have to kick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in fact, the defence often think that as well, and that's when the opportunities are the greatest, because they've kind of switched off thinking about a kick as well, and the gaps suddenly appear.
Yeah.
So a knock on there, a dummy half from Danny Bounds, play the ball just Panayotio.
Warrington have got a player down just in backfield. I'm not sure if it's one of the young 6s or 7s.
As we keep saying, this is a really young Warrington team, and they shouldn't get too disheartened despite the scoreboard. You play to the best of your ability, and they're out there, they're playing Super League. No one's going to be asked to be relegated before the season starts, but you just got to go through it and see what the standard's like in the Championship. There's a lot of good clubs. We've seen ourselves playing London Broncos in the Challenge Cup. They were a good team, and no doubt Featherstone and Cardiff and such like that. They're all decent teams at the top end of the
Yeah, we got to see quite a bit of a snippet of some of the teams at 9s last week. So Swinton looked like they were quite good. Obviously Demi, our last year's number 6 has gone there from York, so that's a bonus for Swinton. They had the fastest player in the speediest 9, they called it, so Swinton won that, so they went home with a win on the day.
With the ball from Stuart. This is really Hutchinson's hat-trick. Great scrum move, and Stuart pushes it out, but brilliant try from Hutchinson, her hat-trick, but all made by Nicole Stuart. Again, been a playmaker for much of the season, either scoring tries or setting them up, and Hutchinson brilliant.
Great ball, great line, great finish. Not much else to say on that one.
No, so good. And Nicole came out of the scrum, planted herself at first receiver, and obviously knew what she wanted to do from the moment she got the ball. Sometimes these forwards pat down, sometimes they don't, and she didn't, and got herself in the playmaking position.
Yeah, and I think that's just kind of great to mix it up there. So Nicole's got a good long pass, and I think that chance came then because you've brought her out of the scrum, and Claire's been able to stay wider of the first receiver, which has been Nicole on that occasion, and therefore the hole's just become bigger, and she's hit a great unders line and through the gap and right under the stick, so you can't ask for any more from that really.
And chance to convert successfully, and that's 32-0. Back at about a minute, 31 minutes on the clock. So Barrow being ruthless really. It's a slow walk back to the halfway line. Taken off. She's done half an hour there. She does tend to get spelled, and more so perhaps in this heat. So is it from Harley?
No, so Imogen's come on at 13 for Nicole there in the middle, so again just another chance for Imogen at 17 years old to be showing her ability to play in multiple positions, and what an asset she's been stepping up for the team this year.
So where do we think Imogen's best position is? Is she just finding her way and a bit of a utility player at the moment, and we don't want to really label her as a certain position, or what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I just think exactly that. Don't put too much pressure on her. Manage her minutes, manage what she's doing, and she doesn't need kind of the whole responsibility of a number on the back of a shirt. And she's quite happy to just fill in wherever's needed, and someone great to have in the squad. She's at training every single session, learning and just working really hard, and it's a breath of fresh air for some of them to see. So
that was a good break by Marley. Just many yards, again contact. That's gone backwards, and that's Imogen. Nothing's given a knock on. It was a fumble. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. And Imogen's put that ball down, but it's all part of her apprenticeship. This get some game time.
And that's all that commentator's curse that they talk about. So you're talking about someone positively, and then they make an error, but. They'll put a big defensive shift in here for Imogen and hopefully turn the ball over.
So we're just waiting for Warrington to get 6 in the scrum. I'm being picky, but it's not quite as perfect as that first 20 minutes, is it? That the latter part, and this is Warrington's best player by an absolute country mile. Gary Brown. And she deserves a try for this effort. Fantastic break from the scrum, and she's been a standout for Warrington, and that was a great try.
Yeah, that's fantastic from Danny Bound, number 9 there for Warrington, but Barrow will be disappointed with that in defence. I think their goal for the first half will have definitely been to keep them out. And I don't know if you could hear it on the commentary, but that definitely came from the coaching staff and the Warrington team over there. I think she'd gone in at the front of the scrum at 9 for a bit of a rest, and he was shouting at her to get out the back. So she's gone out the back and then gone right through and scored a try. So I guess credit to a couple of Warrington coaches over there who called that one.
Yeah, as I said, she has looked standout. She's been doing a lot of work in defence, and she's shown her attacking prowess there. Really.
I mean, she is an ex-England international hooker. Played with her years and years ago at Featherstone Rovers back in the day. And took a bit of time out of the game, but I don't think you ever lose that talent.
Obviously, and pace to burn as well, and you can't invent pace. You've got pace. It's such a great commodity to have, and so the Gunty lining up the conversion, it's just to the right of the post. Very gettable. Okay, just come way back. And that's successful as well, so the arrears are reduced. Barrow Ladies 32, Warrington Wolves 6, and that's 35 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, and I think that Amanda will want a reaction here, so from standard set this Garth, that isn't what we want to see, and we'll want a reaction to see how we manage the next 5 minutes of this half before the half-time hooter goes. Seems to have gone a little bit cloudy, so that's potentially helping the players with...
Yeah, as it's still obviously very warm, but the lack of direct sunshine will be a bonus to the players. It is so hot. It's hard work to commentate.
Well collected.
Tackle there from
fizzing across the ground.
Capster. Oh no, yeah, it was Capster there who got involved in that tackling. Carrie Smith. She's just missed the tempo, wants to do a one-on-one, but there is two there, so she realised, I think, that Claire Hutchinson had joined and thought better of it. Mr. Bradshaw, is that coming away?
I don't think Warrington quite fancy running down this edge, do they, with Claire and Kelly there?
No, it's a fumble. It did go backwards for me. But referees these days don't seem to...
Well, all we ask for is refereeing his consistency, so he's gave the Barrow one and he's gave the Warrington one.
Yeah, but I'd rather get it right than be consistent. Consistently right, I would say, rather than just two wrongs don't make it right for me. And for me that went backwards. But it seems that referees these days are directed to call the knock-on for any sort of fumble without reference to the direction of the ball.
It's on short side here if they want to play it.
Yeah, 2-on-1.
One defender.
If Lewis Farber off as well, you've got 3-on-1, 3-on-2. So that'd be the play for me. You've spotted it, Geordie.
Defenders come over now.
We've gone over, open. Now this is Sturzica. Again, looking dangerous. Going into the heart of the Warrington defence, so she's brought down just past the 30-metre line. And off we go again. Lindsay to Clough. Good, nice contact from Clough, and makes a few more metres. Come open in the shape of Lindsay. Smilly had her arm free, but fought by her free offload, and we're building pressure. So Neil offload to Parker. Again, it's a little bit lateral without going forward. You've got to go forward, engage the defence. Neil again. She has gone forward this time. Takes the tackle, we're on the last, so Barry got up the sleeve on the last tackle. Short side's the move. Pattinson finds Parker on the wing, and that brought down short. Not proud of that. 2 yards out, turnover, and Warrington have got it all to do, spin the ball away from the wrong line. Your thoughts on running it last play? You okay with that?
I'm okay with where they've turned it over, but I think that the thing that we need to be better at is recognising what we've done that's been successful for the first 25 minutes and just keep doing it and being ruthless. We've been just doing the same thing after the same thing after the same thing, so this right edge has absolutely dominated Warrington's left defensive edge, so just let's keep doing it, let's just keep going. Don't you think sometimes you have to kind of share out the work, do you know what I mean, and if it's working, one thing's working, don't be frightened to just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it.
Yeah, we said before, let's be ruthless. And that's all part of being ruthless, isn't it? Hitting the same weak spots time after time again. And a high shot there from Shannon Parker has allowed Warrington to get a little bit more territory, but they're still deep in the wrong half as they come away. And again, nice tackle from Smith. Not long on the clock. We're almost at half time as Warrington bring this away. game. This is the danger one. And nice shot again there. So Danny Brown making a nuisance of herself, looking very dangerous from that dummy half position. They're not going to keep the goals, but it is a penalty. Wales play on after a penalty, so this will be the last play of the game. And not very adventurous really, considering we knew time was up.
I'd have gone for a kick over the top there.
Yeah, could have been anything. So must be an injury that Hutchinson. She's feeling the shoulder. There's why she complaining of a bite or something. I don't know. There's some sort of dialogue going on with the referee in reference to the shoulder. It has been put on report, so I think she's claiming a bite there. So that'll be unfair. That's happened.
Is Barrow Ladies 32, Warrington 6.
So we're back.
That's not what you want to see, is it?
No, absolutely not. Hopefully it hasn't happened, and if it does, sometimes there are bites in the game, and sometimes they are accidental. Sometimes hands end up in mouths, and you get a set of teeth marks on your hand, but on a shoulder that's a little bit different.
Unless you get a shoulder into her mouth.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Sometimes these things happen, and it isn't always malicious. It's just the nature of the game.
See if she's got a full set of Nasher marks or just the top half.
Yeah. I've defended a few disciplinary hearings for teeth attacks and brought out specialist doctors and all sort of dentists and managed to convince the disciplinary that it was an accident by the severity of the marks. But I don't think many players go out to bite each other. So.
No, I don't think so.
So a great first half for the Barrow Ladies as they make their way off the pitch, 32 points to 6. Couldn't really ask for much more than that. Obviously we wanted a clean sheet, but in a must-win game to lead at 32 points to 6 at half-time, it would be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, absolutely delighted. I think they'll go in that change room now and they're really happy with most of that performance, and if they can fix up maybe a couple of things that they're not happy with, they've just got to come out in the second half and bring exactly the same desire and heart and hunger into the next half, and we can't rest on that laurel now, because although it's 32-6, Warrington have got a couple or a danger player that we've all spotted, and anything can happen in a game of rugby, so they've just got to come out the same as what they came out in the first half.
Yeah, I think if Warrington are going down, well, Danny Bounds I think needs to find a place in Super League really, because she's looked head and shoulders their best player.
Could be a job for you, Steve, get on recruitment.
I don't know if she fancies a trip up the motorway 3 times a week, but I think she'd do a great job for us. We've got Leah Cotton, of course, who fills in at hooker. We haven't seen her yet, but she hasn't on the field, but she can play a variety of positions as well. She's never lets the team down, whether she plays second row, centre, hooker. You know, she's one of these, a really utility type player who's worth the weight in gold, really, isn't she?
I think Cots is worth in weight in gold over the last couple of years. Has been absolutely invaluable to the team. She's been around now for quite some time, and I can't think of a position she potentially hasn't played, similarly to Kez. Leah will probably admit that she's not a natural 9. She has to work really hard at being that replacement for Beth, so if another 9 came along, I'm sure they'd be interested in looking at it. But yeah, Leah can fill in wherever needed really, and it's always a great player to have in your ranks.
Yeah, we just need the RFL to increase the financial distribution really for the Super League teams, and then we can look at spreading the talent a little bit more and really make a push at semi-professionalising the women's game. I appreciate it. That's got to come on the back of sponsorship, but the RFL, the adult commercial department really needs to get a dedicated team involved working on women's sponsorship deals and not just solely looking at the men's deals, because we just seem to be tagged on to the back of Betfred, we seem to be tagged on the back of Sky Sports in terms of the broadcast deal. and the women in other sports get their own deals, and there's so much money flows down, and it's a failing for me for the RFL. I think they recognise it within the women's sort of quarters, but it's definitely got to be pushed to the RFL commercial team. They really need to be doing a little bit more for the women's game. Women's sport has increased tenfold over the last decade, and all the other sports seem to be taking advantage of the rise in popularity of women's sport. And you look at cricket and rugby union and football, and they've just made massive strides, and the opportunity is there for the league, and I don't think we're taking it.
Yeah, and I think that's the kind of burning question we always get asked: how do you make it a more level playing field across the whole of the Women's Super League? And I think until there starts being more commercial aspect to it, contracts, and people getting paid a wage, and then potentially put a salary cap on it of how we control where all the best players can go. Like, look, kind of the person who scored the winning try for Leeds against Saints on Friday night was a Leeds lass, and kind of in my opinion we shouldn't be allowing that to happen in the game. People just move into clubs to kind of make all of the talent be in one place, and it's happened at Warrington, so I think that we can see that their 6 and 7 today is not the usual 6 and 7. So we spotted at the 9s last week that the 7 had gone back to Lee. She was playing in a Lee shirt again last week, and kind of that shouldn't really be allowed to happen at this stage in the season when Warrington have got everything to play for, and one of their kind of starting pivotal players is allowed to move to another club for whatever's going on. And Warrington, I think, absolute credit to them, they're able to bring in their 19s, and they've got an absolute multitude of young girls playing rugby in Warrington, but if they don't do something about it, those young girls are then just going to move to Saints because the offer's better there. They're going to move to Lee or Wigan or wherever they might end up going, and until we can control the way players move around clubs, I don't think that we are ever going to see that playing field. And we're lucky that we've got the players that we've got here, and probably not in a position at the moment for our 19s to be coming through in large numbers like Warrington are. And if we'd have lost that many players that they've lost, I wouldn't know where we would be right now. So until you can control where players are allowed to move from and to, it's going to be really difficult to break the mould of that top 3 or 4.
Yeah, the key for me is our promotional. Getting broadcast deals. I watched Leeds and Sounds on Friday night. It was a wonderful spectacle. But you've got to get the exposure on the TV screens, and you've got to bring some money into the game, and that's the challenge for the game. Anyway, we'll have a quick break now. We'll be back before the start of the second half, and just a reminder, the half-time score, Barrow Ladies split 2, Warrington Wolves 6.
It's a fantastic first half, looking to repeat that in the second. Get up and go wild for the Barrow Ladies!
And welcome back for the second half. Just a reminder of the score. Barrow Raiders 32, Warrington Wolves 6. Barrow have made their way back on to the fields. We're still working for Warrington Wolves, and here they come. Just checking if there's any changes. Nicole Stewart looks as though she's back in the field.
Quick rest for her.
Yeah, I think she went off at 30 minutes. Obviously, she's had 10-15 from half time, so she's had 25 minutes maybe.
Looks like maybe Beth Looks like Beth Pat might be having a spell, and Imogen's in at 7.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so Imogen's still there. Yes. So Nicole, is that who Nicole's come on for? Do you think? And yeah, that looks to be the only change. So they're keeping a few substitutes in hand in the shape of. I mean, for a really hot day.
Might the dreaded cramp to come yet?
Yeah, Leah Cottier, Fran Howley and Lucy Dickinson have yet to be in there. It's a good kick from Nicole Stewart, but a lateral and then forward run from the Warrington team, bringing their ball away.
Good chase, good tackle.
Isabel Mail on there with the good run from the wing, and Gracie Bradshaw. Warrington, we're only 2 tackles in, but they were up fired up for the second half. Maybe had a little bit of a talking to about desire, and again, that's a good forceful run, a good set, only half a set, but so far so good for the Warrington Wolves.
Yeah, nice bit of shape they had on there as well. Chose to go out the back option and then
again
hit the next
shape
play.
was there, but just slightly past to Eladini, and hit the lead runner who's after him, a great play, and the Danny Bound.
Brilliant Cluffy there.
Got down by Clough in the back of the play. The ball doesn't interfere. Delicate little kick over the top. That could cause some problems. Sort of hit Norman lands, and she's forced error. Great set from Warrington there from the kick-off. Chloe Capstick found the bouncing ball in no man's land really. Didn't arrive with a great deal of confidence, and has knocked on, and it's Warrington's opportunity to build some real attack, just 20 metres from the
substitution going on was number 7, Beth Patterson, sponsored by John at freezingfood.com.
And that's exactly what we said, isn't it? At half time, they can't come out assuming or believing that they've already won this game, so they needed to come out and do what they did in the first half, and that was minimal errors and complete sets.
32 points to 6, you probably think the win is in the bag, but it's not just about a win, is it? It's about performance and building something for the sterner tests that are ahead of us, and the likes of York, and you just want to repeat that first 20 minutes, don't you, really? Kerry Rose Evans here, she's cutting field again. There's a bit of danger to one or two of these Warrington players. A loose carry, which went backwards, actually, there was a hand in there from the Barrow player, so he's 6 again for Warrington, and again, a loose pass. Can you see that on there? I thought it went to the ground.
No, definite knock on from 6. The previous one was a one-on-one steal from Ness. Unfortunately, hit the floor and it was back to 0, so they would have had a fresh full set to attack there.
Wasn't too much more for the Warrington team there. Wasn't 100% sure I saw a knock on, but I thought it went to the floor, but was it dropped? Not sure. I think it was given by the touch judge. Referee on-sighted, and Barrow got the ball back.
I must have better eyesight than you. I seen a knock on.
Yeah, well, you saw it. Fair enough. Lovely ball from Stewart. Finds Hutchinson. They've combined once already today, and Nicole Stewart is the danger woman. And Temple again. Lovely ball to Kelly Friend. She's getting frost into touch there, running up a blind alley really with the offload from Temple. She needed to cut and field straight away, which, to be fair to her, she tried to do, but too many Warrington players in defence, and that'll be a turnover. Chose her to take it on the 20-metre line, just short of the halfway line, and Warrington will be relatively pleased with the start that they've had. They've had a couple of sets, alright, they've made an error, but Barrow have knocked on and been forced to touch, so they won't be happy. Ellie Dooley.
And then Kelly will be keen to do back-to-back tackles at marker here.
Yeah, she's come in from the wing. Neil involved. Friend again, she's all over the place, and it was a flop. I'd call that a flop from Clough, but she gets away with it. Gracie Bradshaw, nice offload, bounds again. This time she's brought down quickly by Temple, and she needs to be. But Warrington, was that interference? Got away with it. If so, short side play, not the best.
Get your own back.
Again, that blind alley, the Barrow went up. Warrington have just found the same one, and it wasn't the player to go on an upright run with their defenders all around, and the Barrow defence have managed to hold her up and force her into touch, and that's going to be a turnover, probably in a very similar position to Warrington, except Barrow going on the 50, centre field, play the ball, some time off.
And what did we say before about learning on the fly? I think Kelly's just probably learnt a lot about being a winger in the last 5 minutes, getting put into touch herself and then making up for it at marker and then helping a team to get the Warrington player out into touch. So Kelly's wing credibility has probably just gone a little bit up in the ranks there.
Yeah, it's a new position for her. She's learning, and it's good if she does learn. This is a strong run from Leah Clough. Gets Raiders towards the halfway line. Lindsay at dummy half, and some head contact there called by the referee. Facial is indicating, so it's a penalty to the Raiders, and Nicole Stewart looks to find touch and gain some extra metres, and she does just about that. Not much room to spare, but she has found touch, and Barrow in a strong attacking position, just about around 25 metres out, and we'll see some training right now, hopefully. But, these are the sort of things you practice and practice and practice. Tap penalties 25 metres from the line, and really be in some sort of shape and look to play something with structure.
Which they did perfectly at the start of the second half, so just need to replicate now at the start of this second half.
Yeah, they look well spread on this left hand side. Stewart again dictating. Lovely shot ball to Morley. And again, Warrington looks stretched here. If they got then a 6 again, compounding the problems, but timely injury, let's say, because Warrington were all over the place there in defence. And to be fair, I don't think they've put the defensive deficiencies right yet. They're very sharp on the Barrow left hand side. The winger is well in field, and
I think if he definitely hadn't called time off, then Beth would have gone herself, because there was a whole host of space on the
end, but I can see we're going right. Nicole Stewart dictating, Kerry Ann Smith. She's smothered, but offload comes. Called held, so we'll come back to the play of the ball. Offload after the held call. He's not penalised, it is a retake of the play of the ball.
Kezzy stayed down, but good news is there mustn't be an injury to Beth Pat, because she's out there with the subs just keeping warm.
Yeah, just a little rearrangement, giving Imogen some game time. Stewart, and that's Clough.
Lovely short line.
Great line, but Warrington quite strong in that middle side of the game defensively, but on the flanks they look weak, and I think they'll need to get the ball. Smilly again, ball to Neil. Neil finds herself just 2 yards out, and again left shift or right shift really, but it's got to be a shift, and that wasn't the play. A little bit of greediness there for the dummy half, Lindsay, and Stewart looks as though she's going to do exactly the same. Finds out the offload to Stewart. It wasn't pretty, it was a little bit ugly, but still 4 points, and they managed to get that weakness around the play of the ball, having been quite strong defensively. Nice little interchange. Well, Stewart, Morley, back to Stewart, and is that Nicole's second, I think it is? Yeah, it is. Well, showing more in the first half.
And Nicole must be top try scorer, I think, so far this season.
Number 13, Nicole Stewart.
When you see these try scoring lists from the league, you see the top 10, and it's obviously dominated by a lot of Wigan players and Leeds players and Sounds and York players, but she might be able to sneak on with the amount of tries that she's got this season.
Yeah, and I think actually the team that I seen at the top was Huddersfield.
Yeah, they've got
probably because she scored a few tries against us a few weeks ago. But
was that the winner?
Amelia Brown, I think.
Oh, Amelia Brown at fullback, yeah. She's got against us. The winger got a hat-trick, didn't she? Name escapes me, but...
yeah, and if you backed it up by minutes played, I think Nicole would probably be top of the chart. So for having someone who is spelled and goes off the pitch to be right up there scoring the most tries, I think it's great. I think the only thing I liked about that try there, not the only thing, but one of the things I liked about that try was we spoke before about doing what works for the team, and I think that's been our go-to play between Morley and Stuart. So
a triangle there, isn't
go what works, isn't it?
As well, and they all seem to thrive off each other. And another lovely kick from Stuart. Cleared the ball between the uprights, and Barrow had extended their lead. Barrow was 38, one of them 6. 9 minutes on the clock in the second half. That took a little bit of time to come to in the second period, but as soon as we got the opposition, the game looked dangerous, and the scoreboard continues to tick over.
Yeah, and I think the scoreboard's one thing, so I think they should be looking to get to the 50s in this game, but I think performance is more important going into the back end of the season, so just do the right thing, make sure you turn up in the right positions, not try to do somebody else's job when it's not your job. What can happen when you end up being kind of quite dominant in these fixtures is that people do end up doing stuff that's not their role, and just keep working, keep doing what's your job and do it well.
Yeah.
Like that. That's a great return from Shannon.
Yeah, good yards from Shannon Parker. As I said, she's coming too as well. And this is going to be Neil, another relative newcomer to the team. She's forced backwards off by the Warrington defence, but she's got through some work, and she'll be pleased with the first real outing in the pack. And Sturzica backs this up, and this is all you want really. You want an error-free game, coming out from your own defence, having just scored. Let's hope we can get to the end of the set. Clough again involved. Offload to Temple.
There's that half-back Cloughie again that we talked about last week.
Yeah, I didn't think we had it in her there, but she's shown her glimpses of a pass, and that's a good addition to her game really, as long as they're accurate and successful. A long ball from down the half finds Morley. Little show and go from her, and she's rumbling forward. Ball does go backwards. And there's a 1-on-1 steal.
It's give 0, so that's another full set for Barrow attack here.
There's the Warrington hand in there. I'm not convinced about that, but we'll take it. Stuart rumbling forward.
She should be fighting Claire Hutchinson for that hat-trick now, Nicole. Plenty of hands on ball.
Yeah, already got one in the shape of Hutchinson. Lindsay, Lindsay's been determined, I think, to get a try today. She's been a few dummy half runs. And to be fair to her, she does get 1 or 2. She's been dumped on her backside there, and she's getting to her feet very gingerly. And that could be an opportunity for Leah County to...
She created the hole then and then went straight into the player.
Yeah. Temple again. Running down the flanks. Capstick. Offload to Hutchinson, which was nice. Hutchinson tackled, and there's a late hit on Capstick there, and she's feeling the back. And Warrington, that's the last thing they needed, is to give a penalty away in the 20-metre zone, but that's what they've done. And it's a little break in play as Chloe Capstick gets some treatment.
I missed that shot actually.
The referee's going to talk to the touch judge here. Was a late shot on the back. Certainly the disciplinary committee are very keen on stamping that out of the game. And I think we've been done ourselves a couple of times, even with low grade offences, haven't we? Recently with late hits on the ball carrier. Don't know if you know, we've had a few trips to the disciplinary in the last 2-3 weeks, costing me in fines.
So is there still a fine when the band doesn't come?
Yeah, we ended up with a few £50 fines, which
I do quite like for the women's game how they're doing the point system, because we play a lot less games than the men, and I think that needs to be taken into consideration when you're talking about a 1 match, a 2 match, a 3 match ban, and just some kind of common sense around it.
It's in the men's game as well now, and I think there's a recognition that not every offence has to come with a ban. Some do need a warning. The only problem for me is I'm paying the fines because I don't think it's fair to pass them on to the girls, given that they haven't got contracts for payment, so it's costing the club more than the player. But I said I pay the first one, and if we have any more, that's it. That's up to them.
Oh, right, so, is that the rule?
Well, that's the rule I brought in. A bit of head contact here, so referee's indicated that the Warrington player's come down, and maybe the doctor has to get involved. I don't know. Physio make their assessment, go through the protocols, checking his opinion on concussion before the doctor probably gets involved.
I think it looks like two Warrington players might have collided into each other here in a bit of friendly fire.
Potentially, Vanessa's head was been involved as well. Who knows? But might be a bit more solid than the Warrington players. Anyway, so it's a really dangerous position. It's the last thing Warrington want is to have a player out of the defensive line. So stopping the player has done them a favour in that respect. But I mean, they're not lined up very well, are they?
No, there's probably a couple of pros and cons about the stoppages in play, preserving the energy of the Barrow players. Last thing we need is too much fatigue running through the team when we've got big 3 weeks ahead, and but also it's disrupting anything that Barrow will try to get on, and I'm sure that they would like to build on what they did in the first half and put more points onto the board and kind of practice those combinations, and we're not really been able to have a chance doing that at the moment because the players just so stop-start.
So that was Danny Barnes. She's been given the green light from the physio. She's rubbing her head, but obviously she must have been lucid and talking and passed all the protocols that she needs to pass, as all the physios do a great job, and that's a loose pass from dummy half. It's a breaking play, but it's been made good. Neil,
straighten up.
She's decided to straighten out at the last moment, but now she's got the strength to not be dragged into touch and caught the yard from the line. Sturzica again, a bit lateral, but look at the Warrington defence.
Yeah, they've got to get this shifted over at that right edge now.
3 men on the post, and they've come potentially the wrong way. Just shift to the right and it's walking really, but have we got the skills and the know-how to look up and see the numbers? But,
I'll just do that again.
I'll do that again, yeah. Go back to the Stuart Morley combination. And Jordan called the fact that we repeat our go-to players that are successful, and I guess that's what we've done.
I think in any tight games and any of the bigger teams, it is what's worked for us, isn't it? And keep refining it, and they'll keep going over for tries.
The thing is, Nicole, she's a handful in herself, and she's got a little bit of a dummy on her as well, so they've got to number up on her, which leaves the space for Geordie. And she's a handful herself, isn't she? 2 yards out, more often than that, there's no stopping her.
Yeah, and like we spoke about in the first half, I think it's one of those where the defence never knows what you're going to do, so one time you go, one time you give, one time you go, one time you give, and then just that time when the line opens up and she just glides through and scores. I'm sure she'll have that hat-trick in the back of her mind today.
Lindsay still receiving treatment as the kick's lined up by Stewart. I don't know if the referee's going to allow this kick with the treatment, and potentially the Barrow player stood in front.
Potentially time for Beth Lindsay to have a little bit of a rest, maybe.
I love the conversion. Nicole Stewart adding the extras. It takes the score of 44 points to 6. That would be 8 tries and 6 goals. 2 of those tries for Nicole, so my maths is correct. 20 points for Nicole, so she's certainly enjoying herself in the point scoring department today.
Yep.
More work, Neil.
And they will all be dying to score the first try, some of these players, and you can't really take it away from them, can you, when there's a decent scoreline? But that is the negative of a performance like this, is that everybody wants to get on the scoreboard and maybe just do things slightly differently than you would do generally.
Yeah, so that's eluded Smilly, but Sturzica's sorting things out. She's gone again on one of her lateral runs. There's 2 in the tackle there. That's going to be a penalty. Referee has spotted it. Fair play to
I think
her.
Danny Barnes just as much of a ball stealer as Vanessa Temple, so you have to watch out for it.
Yeah, but clearly threw in the tackle on that occasion.
Yeah. And technically she was in an offside position, the player that picked it up, so
Yeah.
a couple of offences there.
So Friend's coming from the wing, and lovely break from Kelly Friend. She's enjoying herself today, coming in off that wing. Quick play of the ball as well, which is great from Temple. She finds Hutchinson, and a really exciting period there for Barrow. Just ignited by Kelly Friend coming off the wing. And as you say, there has been a change in personnel. And Kelly Friend's involved again. Change in personnel. Lee Cottier's gone in at that dummy half position, and Betfred is taking a knock and left the field of play. And short side again. We've got numbers. Hutchinson. She's used the strength not to be forced out.
It's hard to see from this side how close that touchline is to where the player the ball is.
So carry on Smith, and outside the back to Stewart. Stewart again, show and go. Finds Capstick, going a little bit lateral, you got to straighten up at some point. She didn't do Emily any favours there by running so laterally, but she's a work in progress. Is Capstick. You've got to go forward and engage the defence. Cottier, nice little kick potentially to herself, but the Barrow defence have chased the kick well, and Warrington pinned the yard off their own line, and it's their job now to come away. And they do that.
Yeah, an opportunity to just work on the defence here, keep them right in this end of the pitch, and try not to give away any penalties or any silly high shots.
Bradshaw there. 200 yards for Warrington. She's had a good game, Bradshaw, obviously in a beaten team, but she's worked hard, and nice little offload there. Nice drop off, and that is the danger one again. In terms of bound, again she's attracted a high shot because she's
I should not say anything.
Elusive. With that elusivity, you can't get in the sort of tackle you want. You're a little bit arm grabbing, and can't get your shoulder there, and the arm, while not malicious, has found the head,
There's another winger's lesson for Kelly. If she was stood on that touch line, she would have caught that.
Yeah, they didn't have the distance, that kick. It needed a bounce to get over the touch line, and just little things in it. But that's another set possession against a big team if it happened there. Maybe on the ball. Nice D there from Temple. Warrington probably with the best chance of the game, but to be fair about the defence, they held firm, kept the Warrington defender upright, and forced her into touch. And it's, as well as a learning game for the Barrow Raiders, it's a learning game for much of the Warrington team, and they're finding out things about themselves as well today. It's probably, they're not facing Saints, they're not facing Wigan. It's probably a little bit less intensity, so they will find that they're playing Barrow Raiders at the end of the day. They're not playing those top sides, but they will find that they can try a few things themselves if need be. Now then, it's a knock on. What's he give you? No idea what he's giving. He's giving a penalty against Barrow. I can see the knock on against Barrow.
And then Nicole's picked it up in an offside position.
Nicole picked it up. I thought the Warren player picked it up. Okay, Joe just put me right. Good strong run there. Just upon the air too. And Warren have got some nice shape here with Ginty. And needs to be a good tackle, and it is. Nicole Barrett, just a yard or two from the line. And again, Barrow defence needs to hold strong run again. Panayiotou, probably pronounced that totally wrong, and I apologise if I have. And Barrow have been good for numbers here, and Warrington are going to score in the corner, and that's Warrington really taking advantage of Barrow's defence not being numbered up.
Warrington try scorer was number 12, Gracie Bradshaw.
It's Gracie Bradshaw who's got in, she's looked dangerous throughout the whole game, to be fair to her. She's one of the better players for for Warrington.
Yeah, that's the best bit of play from Warrington this afternoon. I think it was a nice shift through hands, and Ness and Kelly don't look in a good way on that touchline.
Have
they banged heads with each other maybe?
Are they both down?
Yeah.
Certainly Vanessa's down.
And then Kelly's got the doctor now, so she doesn't look
Kelly's
in a good way at all.
Hidden by the physio staff from Warrington who are on hand to help out, so yeah. So we've still got a couple of substitutes to see from the Barrow team, so it might be an opportunity now for...
Lucy Dickinson looks like she's just come on in place of Maddie Neal.
Yeah. That's just happened, hasn't it? So and then obviously we're looking at this corner. And,
Ness looks like she's okay.
Yeah, she's found her feet, limping gingerly, but we've seen that before. And then she's gone on and scored tries, so she's prone to the odd limp.
And then this is obviously something that you don't want to see, is that you're getting players injured off the back of what's come from what should have been our attacking set from an error inside our own 10. So
yeah, there's some concern I think with the doctor over there with Kelly Friend. I mean, I can see her legs moving. That's about it really, but
she doesn't look well here, Kelly.
No, sometimes when you're repeatedly moving your leg, which is all I can see really, it's not quite good. So hopefully everything will be okay. The Warrington player is lining up the kick and want to take the shot goal. And it's going to fall short. It's Olivia Ginty who missed that kick. So the score line has changed to Barrow Ladies 44, Warrington Wolves 10. Is that 17 left on the clock? I think it is. So as I say, some concern in the corner over Kelly Friend. And I don't know if we're going to see a substitution or not. We're going to give her a little bit more time. It's a real shame because she's been very lively second half, hasn't she?
Yeah, I think she was growing and growing and growing into the game, so it's a real shame for Kelly. And I don't think we've got her recognised back on the bench, have we? Maybe Fran might pop into that wing position. Or Fran will come in the centre and Claire will go back out onto the wing.
I'm not really sure what they'll do, to be honest. I mean, we haven't got the biggest of squads, have we? And obviously this game's probably in the bag, but looking at future weeks, we certainly don't want to pick up any more. We've lost the likes of Todd Hunter, haven't we, already in the fullback position.
Yeah, she's looking another 6 weeks at least.
And Mia Dobson's missing today as well. She's still not well, is she?
No, she's waiting for a scan on the end of the month, so she won't be playing till after that.
Yeah, so I think we've only gone into the season with 23 players, if that. We've got 1 or 2 under 19s who we perhaps could call on, but all in all, we're not the biggest of squads, and without that backup, we're just looking at future weeks, and we just hope Kelly Friend comes through this. But it's, as I say, the attention is ongoing, and
I think her foot is just in the in-goal area as well, so I don't think they'll be able to restart the game until she's fully off the pitch.
No, it's the right thing to do. If it's a serious injury, I think we should allow her the time to recover.
I think she is set up now.
The referee is making his way towards the halfway line.
She's up.
He's obviously got one eye on Kelly.
Looks like shoulder.
Is going out. I'm not sure if that from a long distance looks some sort of arm-shoulder injury where she seems to be almost in like a sling position. She's put herself, so it might be a dislocation. of elbow, shoulder, something along those lines. But either way,
There's substitution from 20, Lucy Dickinson.
doesn't look good.
Danny Barrow Construction. Was Ray Clifford, sponsored by the Whitbrew.
Lucy Dickinson.
That's the sub there, actually.
Yeah, Lucy Dickinson actually
So
come
Lucy come on for Maddie, and
Maddie,
then Fran Harley has just come on for Kelly.
Yeah, that's right. So we've had a couple of changes. Nice to let everyone get some game time. Both
Looks like
Lucy and Fran.
Yeah.
Debut seasons really. Well, actually Fran was there last year, but didn't get a load of game time, and this year's her opportunity really to stake a claim really for replacing the team. And whilst she's not a regular, she's got to take these opportunities. I always say to the fringe players, you know, it's your, every day is your one where you've got to make the most of it, because you haven't got the performances in the bag that allows a bad performance, and she's got to take the most of it. And Fran's here straight away looking for the first hit up, and fair play to her. Blocked out the ground heavily, but good that she's got her involvement straight away. And there's Morley.
Give it.
And Morley rumbling towards the line, just a yard out. Dickinson calling for it as well, another newcomer for the season. It goes out the back though. Pattinson was under some pressure, could have done with being a yard or so further back there to relieve that pressure with the Warrington defence getting in her face. Going left, stirs the cap. Yeah, it's Capstick's found a hole, I think. No, it's soon closed up, but a nice little step inside. They were going down a blind alley there with Stirs going left. But if you actually go left now, you've got 3 on 2 and the winger's got to walk in. And wow, show and go.
I'm just upset that she didn't give her that one. But another show and go, and Beth Pat gets her second try of the afternoon.
Yeah, Beth Pat there. Some would say greedy, some would say just got to try anyway. And,
no guarantee the winner's going to catch it and score, so you might as well do the thing that comes before it.
The goal kick's 2 yards further midfield and slightly a bit easier.
Yep.
So, number 7, Beth Pattinson. Sponsored by John at greenlacapoo.com.
So Beth Pattinson, she'll be delighted. 2 tries, burst of tries for her as well today. And again, a bit like Karen Smith, she's grown into the half-back role today and commanded this left-hand side.
Yeah, I'd like to think that Beth Pat's a competitive person, so if she's been disappointed that she's been spelled for 10-15 minutes there to give Imogen some game time, she's come back on there with a point to prove and put another 4 points on the board for the team.
Nicole lines up a difficult kit. What we've seen her get these from technically a wrong side as a right footer. This time it should be able to
yeah, to take us to
curl
50,
in,
which will be nice.
just in front of the post, not this time. So the score remains Barrow Ladies 48, Warrington Wolves 10.
So the first round is now the competition still in Barrow. Barrow Ladies 48, Warrington 10.
So 13 minutes remain. Warrington slowly making their way to the halfway line. I think they have put up a better performance in this second half. They shouldn't be too disheartened. I know the scoreboard's run away a little bit, but they've been toe for periods of this half.
They've just made it more difficult for Barrow to get any momentum in the second half, and I think that's potentially smart from the first half that they endured. So I did anticipate a more closer game, so I thought I'd be getting a little bit more kind of excited up here on the gantry, but
yeah, but we're not going to knock Barrow's start where they're almost perfect for 20 minutes. That's a bit of a
commentator's curse again.
Yeah, miscommunication in the Barrow defence there, and you know someone's got to take command of that. Hopefully catch it on the full. Once the ball starts to bounce, it becomes a difficult bouncing ball, and it's difficult to handle it. just retrieving the ball. It's skipped over on Terracin. And Warwick will have this. They've chosen to play the ball 20 metres infield. Bound at dummy half. And Sophie Morris takes it up. She's got 3 on the back, but she's playing the forwards today, coming off the bench. She's in great shape on the right hand side. They've gone left, and they've actually exposed him by a lack of numbers. There is some slide, but Warrington again doing well there. Warrington, they found some chinks in Barrow's defence there, and Barrow won't be happy again. If you look left, Warrington have got walking here, and obviously Barrow sliding, but they're not set up right, and it was only the slowness of the Warrington passing that helped Barrow avoid another try conceded there, and Warrington working their way along the line, looking a lot better than they have done. A little bit lateral, but again, now we have some go forward, and with tackles in the bank, they're just 2 yards out, looking dangerous. Dummy half looks as though she's going on her own, I can sense it, but she's found a nice ball. But knock on. Oh no, back to Wallace, been given by the referee, and force it to touch. I think the referee's going to give no advantage for a knock on from the Barrow Raiders. He's closer than me, I didn't quite see that hand in there, but we'll bow to his decision making, and it's a Warrington Wolves head and field again. They take it on the 20. They are looking dangerous, I think, and I don't think Barrow are quite numbered up correctly at times in the defensive line, and whilst they're not missing tackles one-on-one, they are giving a lot of space away.
Yeah, and that probably comes from a bit of change in personnel as well.
Warrington stood there with good shape. It's on a BT, and again a little bit of a miscommunication, a hack by Temple. Temple's not been able to make the tackle. Sterzika's chasing, and a nice run there by Maylon.
I think Ness thought she was still practicing for 9s at training last Thursday night.
Helena Turner taking the ball forward there. She's tackled just 20 metres short.
They've got it all on left again.
And again, Barrow short numbers on that right hand side defensively, and can Warrington exploit it? The Ginty again, some of the Warrington passing a little bit wayward, but still they retain possession and they're in a dangerous position. Rumbling forward. Capstick involved there. She won't be at home at the fullback position. BT passes the ball on. Bound. And the ball eventually makes the touchline, but wayward passing from the Warrington team, and the ball trickles into touch. Just a little bit of lack of skill there. The passing has got to be better than that.
Lacking of skill and then wrong personnel. I'm not sure why 25 got involved as a ball handler there. Clearly not one, so I think they look a bit dangerous when the number 5 and the 6 and 7 get their hands on the ball, so they just want to be putting the right people in the right places, and then their attack looks quite dangerous in there.
Yeah, they've had the moments in attack for sure, and they've tested the Barrow defence, and on another day they might have scored another try or two, and they still might score a try or two in the last 7 minutes as Lucas Dickinson gets her hands on the ball and brings it away. Sterzika's had a great game, coming out, always ran forcefully, been a handful of defence, and I think she shored up that centre position as well on this side. Too long that time. It's gone in again.
Go on, Nicole, I'll have this one. Right here.
And we're sat on the gantry here getting a suntan, but maybe we don't appreciate the heat down there. The game has slowed somewhat, errors have come in, but it is a very hot day, and perhaps it's only to be expected that the skill level has dropped a bit as fatigue has took over. So we've got Cotier, and it looks like Parker's coming off a wing, and she has. She makes her way towards the halfway line.
Yeah, and I think this is where Barrow just need to use the kind of people who haven't been involved as much in the game and give them some confidence, because they're going to, like you said, we haven't got a massive in-depth squad and they're going to be needed over the coming weeks. So
and Marla's down there, and she looks as though she's got a bit of a dead leg.
Just possibly get her off and
get her off, get some game time in. Someone like great passing move, by the way, whilst we're talking about Marla's injury. Hutchinson on that right flank, taking over from Kelly Friend, with Temple going in the centre. Nice from Capstick. Sometimes she does a lot of unorthodox things, but sometimes effective, sometimes not, and she's sometimes allowing to herself. But anyway, she made some yards. Kellyanne Smith, she goes forward, offload, went backwards, and
she's going to get a fourth.
Claire Hutchinson, we're on the fifth and last. Let's move this ball.
Ness will be desperate for a try this afternoon.
Don't play really. You're on the last tackle. You've got a defensive line with 2 men on the post. All you have to do is move the ball. Really, you've just got to run with some shape.
And we've just watched Warrington do it pretty well up here a couple of times, so it would have been nice to see the same shift from Barrow.
Yeah, I mean the shift plays on. You look where the Warrington defensive line is. There's not any player at all in one half of the pitch, and all you needed there was, as you say, the shift play was on, and Vanessa's got her hands on the ball, and clearly wanted to try for herself, but it's a team game. And this is the times when you've got a nice lead where you should be going through the hands and picking up the confidence rather than an individual player, because we all know the game's won. Anyway, she's redeemed herself, made the tackle, forced the error, and Vanessa Temple's evened out that error there. And Barrow have got a great chance now with 4 minutes remaining on the clock to break the 50-point barrier, and that'll be a huge boost in itself, really.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed if they don't hit 50 in this last 5 minutes.
You'd hope, again, looking at the Warrington defensive line, it's very compact, and do you really want to compact your defence when you're defending your own try line? That's something you want to do on the other try line. So Nicole, out the back, lovely, and she's playing Shannon Parker. Has she got the pace? Not quite. Good defensive tracking back by the Warrington defence.
I think she might go herself here.
Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it? That was Capstick, was it? Who's got herself in at dummy half. I mean, the key's not to be greedy, but again.
And then Leah Cox has sneaked one at 9, so Betfred's just been trying to do all afternoon.
I mean, we brought the 50, that's what we call for. I'd like to really try and go through a few players in this way, and everyone just got to do it half.
Everyone just wants to get off the nuddy run at the end of the season.
We're not going to that way. She's had not much game time today. And I guess she's got from dummy half, she can do that again. She's got a few important ones in the past, hasn't she? So that's brought the 50-point barrier. Toughish kick for Stewart. She's not been as effective on this left-hand side, even though she's a right footer. Then she was from distance on the right-hand side. So in the first half, she nailed a couple of touchline conversions. She's got a tendency to put the ball in front of the post from this side. But we shall see what she comes up with.
I'm backing her to get this one.
There's a bit of a breeze against it actually. It's unusual for Barrow. Just short.
That's that backwind.
It was that little bit of a wind. Normally we get a very, very strong breeze off the Irish Sea, which normally brings the elements, normally brings the cold. But today, I don't know where the wind's coming from, but it's tropical. You'd have thought that it'd be coming from the Caribbean. My geography at school still right. We've got the Northern Light and drift. Keeps England warmer in the winter, whilst the rest of Europe freezes. But equally brings that cold wind sometimes. But
She's a character, this number 25.
I don't know where this tropical wind's coming from. What are we saying now, Jodie?
She's a character, number 24.
A character?
Yeah.
Where are we at? Katia, eventually picks up the pieces. There's been a bit of confusion in the kick-offs from the Barrow ranks. No one's really been confident enough to take it. Dickinson gets her hands on the ball, takes it away.
Yeah, I think Lucy's confidence just keeps growing week by week, and
yeah, Clough
filled me with that one. I thought that had gone.
Yeah, the tip on probably was on. Well, I'm quite pleased that she kept hold of it because Vanessa was all ends up covered. She's clearly offload here, and she does. That's nice. We might as well throw it around Harlem Globetrotter style now.
Chip it.
Just keep it going. What is that? I don't know.
That's it. Game over.
Obviously wanted the game over. That's had enough.
It was Barrow Ladies 52, Warrington Wolves 10. Ladies and gents, boys and girls.
I know who that's gone.
Fabulous game. Give it up for the Barrow Ladies.
Very good for the Barrow team. 52 points to 10. Sorry for that's for really. Big game next week against York. And that falls with the game against Lee. Always make a work this side for their host, like people going to interviews with the Barrow team, do reflections on the victory. Everything happened really in that first 20 minutes, Barrow 29 minutes, Barrow got that point in a minute in that stage, almost error-free, playing really well. And Warrington, probably didn't know what hit them. They came into the game a little bit towards the end of the first half. Got themselves a lovely try from Danny Bound, who went from the base of the scrum. She's been their most dangerous players. A few standouts. Gracie Bradshaw also bagged herself a try, and she looked pretty good. Nicole Barrett and Hannah Garrard in the centres. All willing workers, but Barrow had too much. Second half, probably Warren made things a little tougher. Came out with a little bit more purpose. Barrow, I think it was 32 at half time, so it's 20 points to 4 in the second half. Still reasonably comfortable, but not necessarily in any doubt at any stage. So we've got now Jodie listening in to the team chat.
I've got Emily Stilsick on her first home win of the season and league captain. How does it feel? Oh, amazing, so proud of the girls today. I think they've worked on sticking to the process, knowing our role, and today we did just that most parts of the game, so yeah, super chuffed. Pretty big score as well, so score tries. How's Kelly, do you think? Well, I don't know, so I didn't realise it was Kelly that's down, so someone said, I don't know if she's done something to an elbow, I don't know, someone mentioned possible dislocated, but I could be wrong, so don't quote me. Alright, and that gives you confidence to go and put a decent performance in against York next week, and then welcome Lee back to here in 2 weeks' time for another win of the season, yeah? Let's go! Alright, thank you. Thank you.
alright, I didn't know you were on.